therapist? Is that your training?
Yes, I have a master's in art therapy.
Who do you do art therapy with?
Did it with chronically mentally ill adults, mostly in day programs. A number of them had substance abuse problems, so it was really challenging work and really incredible. You know, you have sort of intermediate goals in art therapy. You help someone to focus or sit still for 10 minutes or, you know, but you help them to develop their own personal expression. That's maybe a larger goal. And it's really a wonderful thing. You develop a relationship with the person. It's also a really good sort of assessment tool, or formal assessments you can do with art therapy. Intellectual capacity, emotional capacity, all that kind of stuff. But the one thing that really was very interesting about the art, I mean, it's great for people who don't talk much.
Right.
You know, it's very good for that. They can learn to express themselves. Also, you would find that somebody might try something new in their art. And that was an indication that they were able to maybe do something new in their life. You know, it gave them a lot of leeway as to what they wanted to do with the materials. Some of it was art education, how to use this particular material, that kind of thing.
And did they ask you what you thought looked good together?
Sometimes they would.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would be very open-ended with that. It's like, well, what do you think looks good together?
That's very Freudian, right?
Well,
how are you today? Well, how are you?
Yeah, but that's sort of the point. You know, this is your art. It's not my art.
Right.
I loved it. It was really, really wonderful.
Are you also painting as well
No.
as making? I'm doing a collage. Much more
I'm just
fun.
doing collage.
Much more fun.
Yeah, I might get back to painting, but I love this. I think I'm feeling right now I've got to produce something.
Oh, no, you don't have to produce anything. That's a bad feeling because I asked Charlotte to do this and she really graciously agreed.
No, it's
but
okay.
It was really just for play to give people the idea of how you could do it and enjoy it. So if you feel you have to produce something that's not enjoyable,
No,
please
I'm enjoying it. It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. But I don't really plan them ahead of time, and I'm also not opposed to cutting something up and rearranging it. So if I really don't like something, I could cut this part off and put it somewhere else.
And the substrate that you're using, it's just paper? Or
Yeah, it's a
certain
Canson paper, which is also archival, meaning that it doesn't yellow over time. And that's important with collage. You don't want to sell somebody something and 2 years later it's lost all its color, right?
Right, that would be horrible.
Yeah. But the other part of that is that you can varnish it. So I generally varnish. I use a matte varnish, also UV archival varnish. Part of the collage process is you let it happen, you know. I mean, when, you know, I have a BFA in painting, right? So I have ideas of how it should be, but I very often try to go around that. Not how it should be, but what's happening. You know, I really like when it looks like nobody has done this. It just sort of happened. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No, it makes a lot of sense. It does.
Obviously somebody did it, but, you know.
So we don't know who made these collages. They happened. They're happening.
But, you know, when something really is working well, there's just this sort of sense that something else happened there that I didn't do, or that directed me to make it this way, you know.
Right. I understand that feeling very well. Sometimes things happen. You didn't make them happen, really. You're there. You have a lot. You're either writing or you're painting or you're making collage or whatever. And suddenly you're doing things you didn't exactly plan.
Right.
So, and then if the piece is finished, you look at it and there's a feeling, right? It's like, how did this really happen? It wasn't what I thought about.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's why it's hard to explain the art, you know.
It is. It is. I don't know if they need to be explained, but it's lovely when they're shown and people have some idea of how people made it. And it's good for everyone, I think, to appreciate the surprises that happen when you start to do something and realize that could happen for them if they're creating a work of art, and not to worry about it. Not to think, it's unusual, it's the process.
Right.
And so I think sharing that is really great. I want to thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun.
Thanks so much, Rhoda. It has, yeah.
More of Charlotte's collages can be seen at the Art Lab Open Show. It begins November 4th with a fundraiser and is open to the general public November 5th. This has been Rhoda Pierce for the Storytellers Lounge. Thanks for joining us.